The picture was taken right about here.
Photographer Kenneth Garrett was given the assignment of a lifetime to photograph some of the most historic and sacred sites and landscapes in America. He traveled from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, the site of the bloodiest battle of the American Civil War, through Maryland and West Virginia to the home of Thomas Jefferson, America's third president, in Charlottesville, Virginia. The 290-kilometer route is called the Journey Through Hallowed Ground National Heritage Area because many historians believe more history was made there than any other region in the country.
Our book is called Journey Through Hallowed Ground because we think these places are so important that they have a spiritual meaning.
Places like this Virginia battlefield, where Garrett photographed a Tuscarora Indian honoring the 12,000 Native Americans who died there in a tribal skirmish long before English settlers arrived.
So he smokes the peace pipe, and when the smoke rises, he communicates with his ancestors.
Another place with spiritual significance is the Oatman's Plantation near Leesburg, Virginia, that had the largest slave population in the region. Today, the early 19th century mansion is owned by the National Trust for Historic Preservation and is a good example of a historic site that's being preserved.
The director here has to work really hard to try to raise enough money to keep this place solvent. It's a really important historic home, but it's a very prime example of the economic engines of conservation.
The Hallowed Ground Trail passes through some of the most significant Civil War battlefields in the country, including Manassas National Battlefield Park in Virginia, and Gettysburg, the site of the battle many consider a major turning point in the war.
To me, it was really, really moving to stand there on the edge of the forest where Robert E. Lee told his soldiers to walk out into that wheat field and just be mowed down by cannons and guns. Literally 50,000 casualties in a 4-day battle there. And it's just astonishing that we would stand there and shoot our own brothers like that.
Much of the Hallowed Ground route is also known and being preserved for its spectacular natural beauty, like this valley not far from the Oatman's Plantation.
Many of the houses in this valley date to the late 1700s, more or less the same time as the American Revolution. The land here hasn't really changed in 200 years, and we would like it to stay that way for future generations to see what the land looked like when we first settled here.
Many of Garrett's photographs were recently published in a book and are now on display in a new exhibit at Washington Dulles International Airport in Virginia, one of the busiest airports in the U.S.
This is just so beautiful.
Kate McGinnis Wyatt is president of the nonprofit organization that commissioned Garrett's photographs to inspire Americans and visitors to know more about the nation's history.
We work collaboratively now with 350 partnering organizations to help make it easy for visitors to come, to help share the stories of those who lived here.
The idea for this book project is educational outreach, to get people inspired to want to know more about their history. And when they know more about their history, they're more likely to have an investment in saving their history.
Julie Taboh, VOA News, Leesburg, Virginia.